Hi everyone, and welcome back to another vlog. This weekend I spent a day in Baltimore where my husband Paul was attending ICON, which is short for the Illustration Conference. In the morning I dropped him off at MICA, the Maryland Institute College of Art, which has been hosting the conference this week. I then took a short walk to a cafe that Paul had recommended to me called Llamas Corner, where I enjoyed a delicious flat white and sat reading for a while. For a light lunch, I had avocado toast, just enough to keep me going through an afternoon at the National Aquarium without being so heavy that I'd be too full to enjoy my special dinner coming up later in the evening. After lunch, I drove over to Baltimore's Inner Harbor to meet my friend Karen at the aquarium. The National Aquarium sounds like it's affiliated with the Smithsonian, but it's actually not. It's a private nonprofit. Visiting a conservation-focused zoo or aquarium was one of the items on my 2026 bucket list challenge, and although I went to the National Zoo earlier this summer, I had long been meaning to go to the National Aquarium in Baltimore as well, and I'm so glad I finally made it here. The aquarium is very thoughtfully designed, with a central atrium featuring a huge whale skeleton, and visitors are guided through a progression of different habitats. Both Karen and I liked this layout because it kept the large crowd of people moving in one direction in an organized train, sort of like an IKEA of aquatic life. If you're planning your own trip, note that it took us about 3 hours to see all of the exhibits. The exhibits themselves are wonderful showcases of the beauty and diversity of marine animals. We saw colorful tropical fish, turtles, sharks and rays, playful puffins, a caiman, and one shy or sleepy giant Pacific octopus. We also toured the immersive Amazon rainforest exhibit, featuring gorgeous parrots and macaws. Equally beautiful were the tiny poison dart frogs. Some of them were no bigger than the tip of my thumb. We watched scuba divers cleaning and maintaining the coral reef habitat, and overall the aquarium was exceptionally clean. The only glass I had a little trouble seeing through was in the puffin habitat, and the puffins were clearly to blame for that, as they really like to splash. I loved Shark Alley, where several species of sharks and rays swam leisurely in a loop around us. I learned that the enormous sawtooth fish is actually a ray, not a shark, because its gills are on the underside of its body. I love watching rays swim, don't you? After Shark Alley, our path took us to another wing of the aquarium with this beautiful jellyfish installation. There we watched dolphins playing and showing off for their audience. And we saw what is always one of my favorite parts of any aquarium, the jellyfish. They always make me think of delicate, ethereal ballet costumes come to life. After the aquarium, Karen and I went out for a drink and then said goodbye. I went to pick up Paul from MICA, and from there we drove to the historic Fells Point neighborhood, where we had made dinner reservations at the Wren, a cozy pub that makes for an ideal date night spot. But be sure to make reservations ahead of time. Write-ups in the New York Times, the Washington Post, and Bon Appetit have made the Wren a very popular spot, and it only has a handful of tables. The menu rotates daily and is written up on a chalkboard on the wall. For drinks, I went for a flight of 3 blended Scotch whiskies. My favorite was the first one, the famous Grouse, which had a delicate flavor that reminded me of honey on toast. We started with the plate of cheeses and chutney, which comes with crispy sourdough toast.
The Lancashire, yeah, so Stilton, Lancashire, then a little bit of salted butter, English mustard, the house chutneys there in the middle, then you got your cornichons and sliced raw red onion.
Great, thank you.
Absolutely.
Then Paul ordered the sausage and lentils. The sausage was coiled up just like a cinnamon roll, and it was delicious. I ordered the poached trout, which came with roasted tomatoes, green beans, and olive tapenade. It was one of the most delicate, tender pieces of fish I've ever had. And then we ended dinner with sticky toffee pudding served with a dollop of creme fraiche. If you have a chance to go to the Wren anytime soon, I highly recommend it. But don't wait, as the owners have recently put it up for sale. After dinner, we went for a short walk through Fells Point to enjoy the atmosphere of the harbor, which is especially picturesque after nightfall, with the lights of the city reflecting off the water. I had a wonderful day in Baltimore, capped off by a perfect romantic date night. If you enjoyed this vlog, please like this video and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great week until I see you again.